We're forced to bring you right back here ringside now because we have Jim Fitzgerald, our ring announcer here. We're live Battle of the Rising Stars. So we want to welcome everybody that's just joining us tonight for our live ringside broadcast. We've got our first fight of the evening. We're going to go 4 rounds of boxing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Quiet Cannon on the beautiful grounds of the Montebello Country Club, where tonight Ed Holmes All-Star Promotions is proud to present the Battle of the Rising Stars. Tonight's fights are approved and sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission. The commissioner is John Carvelli. Executive officer is Andy Foster. Physicians assigned to ringside, Dr. Leandro Gatos and Dr. Paul Wallace. Our timekeeper this evening is Willie Ariola. Our judges are Sergio Kais, Eddie Hernandez, and Zachary Young. And sharing referee and judging duties are Sharon Sands and Hall of Famer Dr. Lou Moret. Our matchmaker is Pete Aranaka. Our promoter is Ed Holmes. I'm your ring announcer, Jim Fitzgerald. Fight fans, a reminder. Due to the safety of the fighters, we ask that you please refrain from any flash photography during the bouts. We thank you for your cooperation. All right, fight fans, here we go. Now entering the ring, 4 rounds of boxing in the middleweight division. Entering the ring first, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome Luis Cruz.
Here we go, guys. Our first fighter of the evening, Luis Cruz, coming in from Sacramento, California. Good to see you. Good to be here tonight. We're live from Montebello, California, Battle of the Rising Stars, our first fight of the evening. And Luis comes in at 27 years old, out of Sacktown. He's had a couple tough decisions, so, you know, not real sure if his record really shows what he's got going so far, but as of now, he lost a couple tough decisions. And the tougher of which was his first one. He went down to a guy, Miguel Lopez, who was 2-1.
And now, entering the ring, fighting out of the red corner, please welcome Lucius Johnson.
Yeah, here comes Lucius Jackson. He's the crowd favorite tonight. I got a chance to speak with his manager early in the evening. It shows a pro debut, but Lucius he's been around. He's got 12 amateur fights. He's trained with Pacquiao. He's got his coach Tony Willis here with him tonight, and he's coming out of the Crenshaw Boxing Club. So it's gonna be fun to watch this pro debut. Maybe one of the more exciting ones of the evening. We'll see.
Both wearing red, huh?
Yeah, it looks like maybe we got a little confusion on the color, but we'll definitely want to watch Lucius Johnson in this pro debut. I guess this would be one of those fights where maybe if you're not sure, you know, Lucius, there's a lot of buzz around this guy. Looks like we're going to try and maybe get some clarification on a little bit there as Lucius getting his final, kind of getting set up over there.
All right, my fans, here we go. Now in the ring, 4 rounds of boxing in the middleweight division. This bout is sponsored in part by Magic Touch Car Wash. Introducing our third man in the ring, Hall of Fame referee, Dr. Lou Moret. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is wearing red trunks trimmed in black. He is training out of Caballeros Boxing in Sacramento, California. He weighed in 153 pounds. His record, no wins, no losses, with 2 draws. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Luis Cruz. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing red trunks trimmed in black. He is training out of Crenshaw Boxing Club by way of Compton, California. He weighed in 159 pounds. Tonight, he is making his professional debut. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Lucius Bulldog Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Hall of Fame referee Dr. Lou Perret.
Again, Lucius Johnson coming in the red corner with, he's got the crowd behind him. He's coming in, again, his pro debut, but he's had 12 amateur fights. And in those 12 fights, he's done very well. So, it's going to be interesting to see tonight how Lucius comes in. Again, out of the blue corner, Luis Alfredo Cruz is actually his full name. Again, he's had some tough draws. As far as the way these guys measure out on paper, they're pretty even. I'd like to go ahead and welcome everybody if you're just joining us. It's the Quiet Cannon Montebello Battle of the Rising Stars, our first round of the evening. And we got both fighters in the black and red trunks, so it's hard for me to explain if you're just tuning in, but Lucius from Bulldog, he would be coming out of the red corner. Again, I'm joined also by Iron Mike. Good to have you with us, my co-host tonight. How are you feeling?
Hey, feeling great. Just watching two great boxers. And this guy's, professional debut, just really looking strong coming out in the first round.
Yeah, there's been a lot of great buzz around this Lucius guy. His trainer came over to me. He was one of the first guys here tonight. Coach Tony Willis. Crenshaw Boxing Club. Lucius coming in. He's got, he seems like the kind of guy who's posed to do well. He's actually sparred and trained with Pacquiao, and that's the Pacquiao from the Mayweather fight earlier this year. So, again, a lot of crowd buzz around him. I'm actually seeing a little bit in Cruz's, right around his forehead, maybe a little damage already imposed by Lucius. Maybe possibly a little blood, Mike. I don't know. What do you see?
I don't see anything. I don't see any blood. Just a little bit red on the forehead, and he did take one of the combos landed there and might have lit him up a little bit.
Yeah, I think possibly Cruz already feeling a little bit of that jab coming in. Again, even their shoes are the same color. So again, Cruz. Ooh, nice exchange there. Cruz standing toe-to-toe there with Lucius. Lucius Johnson forcing the action a little bit, continuing to sort of push Cruz back towards the ropes, but Cruz standing ground, staying toe-to-toe. Possible Lucius Johnson with a bit of a height and reach advantage, but it's going to be sort of up to Luis Cruz as we go into the second round as to whether he's going to be able to fight that off. Definitely just a tiny bit of inflammation. Again, no blood on Luis Cruz, so seemingly okay. And we're right here in Luis's corner. You can see his energy level is still good as we get ready for round two, Iron Mike. I don't know what you saw there ringside. Let us know if you saw anything different, but that's a hard one to call from my end.
Very hard to call. I did see, a couple combos that did land from Johnson, who's in the red shorts, but I think these guys are just still sizing each other up and just, settling in. We should see a lot more come out of them in the second round.
Well, and that's a lot of times what you'll see, we're super middleweight division. And these guys do have the punching power to maybe actually, have a knockdown. But really, more times than not, especially when you're, only in a 4-round fight, the second round can determine a lot of what goes on And we'll probably see that right now. I'm thinking, you know, Cruz is going to need to establish his position. And it looks like he's going to do that, coming out with a nice jab. But, ooh, Lucius contacts right there with a jab himself. And, again, that little bit of irritation on Cruz's face makes you wonder if Lucius hasn't already connected a couple. Nice exchange. Lucius maybe getting the better of that one. Lucius has kind of a double jab that he's throwing out there, and sometimes it's sort of holding Cruz off. Ooh, right hand connects from Lucius. Not a huge blow, but another, you know, attempt. Cruz trying to come in, and Lucius not letting Cruz in to the battle area. Lucius, another right hand. It looks like he's going to try to use that left-right combo to keep Cruz just out of his range, out of his reach. Right hand again connecting for Lucius. Cruz gets against the ropes, but still seemingly not real hurt at this point. Again, we have Cruz out of the blue corner. Ooh, and that time Lucius's left coming in again and sort of catching the face of Cruz. Want to take a minute and thank everybody else involved. If you're just joining us, Battle of the Rising Stars, we've got JT Media covering our audio and video this evening, along with Cruz Radio, who is myself, with our partner here in crime, Iron Mike. Ed Holmes, Battle of the Rising Stars. Just getting started this evening. And a nice first fight matchup. Again, Cruz looking for a win, having coming off a couple tough decisions. His very first fight he fought as a pro debut was against Miguel Lopez, who was 2-1. And he just, there was a tough decision in that fight, then loses another decision. So, you know, you may think, again, you know, he may give Holmes a little bit of a handful.
Can you guys get these booms away from the ring so if they come out of the ring, they don't land on it?
Yeah.
Can you, like, extend it out and bend it over?
Yeah. Push me out far. Push me out. I mean, I can hold and watch it. They've hit it before. I'm bringing it out like that. What do you want to do? Is that good? Is that good?
Well, there you go. After round two, a pretty good exchange there at the end. Sorry about that. We had a quick little distraction here on the ring. But going into round three now after that final exchange, now you've got to think that more than likely – you know, the advantage has got to go to Lucius Johnson. He's controlling the action a little bit. He's making a little better contact, a little better exchange.
Yeah, he's definitely controlling the flow of this fight in the first two rounds. So it's going to be interesting enough to see how Cruz comes out. If he's going to come out a little more aggressive and, you know, start landing some of these combos that he's throwing.
Well, he's going to have to do something to change the flow of the fight because, you know, again, in these 4-round battles, that could be the pivotal round. I think I've seen round two come into play a lot more often than not. And so now in round three, it's definitely up to Cruz to try and establish position. So here he comes, Cruz coming out, blue corner.
Johnson seems like he maybe had some Powerade over there in that meeting, and he's coming out just a lot of energy right now.
Well, yeah, you know, he's got to be tasting a little bit of the fact that, hey, you know, I'm smelling victory here again. And, you know, it would be a big win for Lucius to come out and win his first debut with the support he's got here tonight. You know, it's all about momentum. And there's some guys watching what Lucius is going to do. You know, like I said, he's trained with Pacquiao. He's dancing around the ring, right? He's Mad Dog. He's Crenshaw Boxing Club. You know, Tony Willis, his coach, is here egging him on tonight. And all of a sudden, you know, Cruz has got to make it happen here. And there's a little bit of a tie-up. I don't think anything really noticeably accessible as far as damage coming from Cruz, though. So I think it's really got to be his round, Iron.
Well, yeah, we still got 2 minutes left in this round. Anything can go, man. Anything can change here. You can change the momentum with just one punch.
Well, yeah, we're down, halfway through round 3, 4 rounds total, and you can see again a little bit of dancing, a little bit of defensive maneuvering coming from Lucius. Cruz doing a nice job protecting, nice job covering up. The exchanges are strong, the exchanges are solid, but more times than not, Johnson is getting the better of it. Wow, Cruz did almost connect there with a nice shot, but again, Johnson able to back off at the right moments and just, he's not getting hit.
Okay, 1 minute left. Both fighters still looking like they got a lot of energy left.
Yeah, as far as conditioning, I agree. I think both guys look ready to go. At the weigh-in yesterday, again, they both made weight. They both look ready to go. They've only had a few fights as pros. And in fact, they've only had 2 because, again, this is Lucius' first pro fight. But to me now, coming down into 30 seconds in round 3, if Cruz doesn't make a contact or make some kind of a run here, he's going to lose his fight. So there's got to be a sense of urgency, I think, now coming in from Cruz. Let's see if maybe this last little 10-second run here, he can't try and get something going. There he tries. He throws a couple nice combinations. Ooh, he lands a left and another left combination for Cruz. And for the first time in this fight, Cruz does a little damage. Cruz gets some momentum there.
And it looks like Cruz has had enough. He landed a couple of those close combos at the end and really woke up Johnson.
Well, Johnson landed a couple as well, but I'll tell you what, that's just the type of emotional finish that you want to see from Cruz. He's got to show somebody in this room that he's ready to win this fight. And that Johnson, right there, I think, at least woke everybody up, like you said, Iron.
I think Johnson definitely looked confused when he looked at him like, what are you doing? Where'd you come from?
Well, yeah, that was about 8 seconds into the fight. I don't know if we'll get maybe a replay on that barrage, but I'll tell you what, that was crazy right in those last 5 seconds where it was sort of like it's probably going to be at the end of this round. There it is. Look at, and you can see actually looking at the replay, not a lot of connections being made. More of an emotional exchange than a valuable one, and that's just gonna help Lucius Johnson because there was no real punches landed from Cruz. So I think maybe what Cruz needs to do now is start that about 30 seconds earlier and see if he can just get lucky and maybe take Lucius. Ooh, Lucius for the first time against the ropes. And here comes Cruz, just what we thought, trying to win this fight. Cruz tries to connect with that jab, but his jab's been primarily ineffective. I'd like to see him extend that jab out a little more when he throws it. Ooh, a little left-right combination coming from Cruz, though. I don't like that left jab, though. He throws it, drops his foot, and quite frankly, Johnson can see it coming a mile away. Ooh, that was more of a clip across the left, but Cruz off balance there. I think he just got thrown off balance. Cruz pretty much, with 2 minutes to go, he's got to leave this thing on the floor now. He's got to stick, and he's got to move. Lucius Johnson seemingly much less intense. I think sort of feeling that double jab is keeping Cruz off. It's pretty much his fight. Cruz tries to throw another big left. Center of the ring. Cruz dominating center of the ring kind of for the first round that he's sort of held the center. Here you go. Cruz's corner. They're calling for that final minute. Now the crowd actually getting a little bit behind Cruz. Boy, you got to like this first fight of the night, Battle of the Rising Stars, Iron.
Yeah, just a lot of just a great battle between these two fighters. They just really have not stopped since they started in the first round. Oh, here comes Johnson. With 1 minute left, they're going at it.
Wow, very, very impressive barrage coming from Johnson to just make sure. And I think Cruz didn't quite expect that. I think he threw a lot of what he had at that, and Lucius Johnson just came back. I think shut down his sort of fourth round move.
Both fighters looking at each other. Their arms are heavy.
10 seconds left. Cruz got tapped that time by a jab. And I think, even though it looked like he tripped, I think he did get nudged just a bit. They're going to finish it, and here he comes, but that's going to be the end of that fight. Very, very, very good fight from both fighters. Very good conditioning. I've really got to say that Lucius Johnson and Luis Cruz both fought wonderful fights this evening.
They definitely.
I think what happened is Cruz ran into a little bit of a momentum thing, and there's some pretty good sportsmanship right there as they go, and hammer it down. But I don't know what you saw there here ringside, Mike, but it looked to me like for our first fight of the evening anyway, it's going to go to Lucius J. What did you see?
I definitely saw throughout the fight, Johnson just, he controlled most of the momentum. And so his punches were precise. They definitely landed when he threw them. Whereas Cruz, I think, he was throwing some combos out there, but they weren't landing like Johnson was. They weren't as precise. So I think as far as punches thrown, Johnson probably threw a little less, but landed more.
Yeah, it seemed like maybe in some of those moments where Cruz tried to push, he just, you kind of run into that where you just can't quite get it done.
There you got the home crowd.
Well, as I said, Johnson coming from a lot of, you get around the right people in boxing, and he's been around some of the right people. That's what it takes. And you wouldn't even be here at Battle of Rising Stars if you hadn't done some of that. But, he seems like he's on his way. Here comes Jimmy.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have our decision. Judge at ringside, Eddie Hernandez, scores about 40-35, while both judges ringside, Sergio Kais and Zachary Young, scored about 39-36 in favor of our winner. By unanimous decision, Lucius Bulldog Johnson!
Well, as I said, not really a surprise to this crowd, but a great first fight of the evening, and that's one for the books. We got another great one coming up. We'll be right back, Cruz, right after this, y'all. Welcome back, everybody. We are live ringside at Battle of the Rising Stars here for, one of the probably original East LA boxing events to ever come out of this area. And we are live ringside. I'm here with my friend Iron Mike, and we're getting ready for the second round of the evening as things develop. But I want to thank everybody who's out there listening with us this evening, and certainly appreciate all the support and our sponsors out there. Not to mention, some of the originals like Scapic Law Group and JT Media. Some of us have been involved since the beginning. There we are, right here live, our commentators. Good to see you. Thank you. Hey, wave to the camera, everybody. So we're here live ringside, and it's Battle of the Rising Stars, Montebello, California. Appreciate it. We're kind of gearing up. I thought we were going to come back in, so I cut that song short, but I don't. You just never can tell.
Well, I got to tell you, that first round was just explosive. I just can't wait for the start of the second round and see what we got here.
Well, I agree. That was for a couple guys coming out making their pro debuts early. That was huge. No doubt about it. And that, that's kind of one of the neat things about the Battle of the Rising Stars and what they do here is it's all about, guys that are coming up, maybe there's a little buzz behind what they're doing. Maybe they came out of Freddie Roach's gym down there in Hollywood. Who knows? Maybe they're in from another country. But whatever the situation, they come in, and I guess we were kind of using the word springboard, but it's kind of what it is, Iron. It's a springboard for people.
Yeah, pretty much. It gets them exposed. This is a great way to do it, and I thought, it was definitely the first round and the professionalism, and these guys are in there and sportsmen, very sportsmanlike. It's great.
Yeah, it looks like pretty much a full house tonight for Ed Holmes' Battle of the Rising Stars. I think we're getting close to getting a fighter, so we're going to stay with you live. And I think we're going to go ringside now with Jim Fitzgerald in our second bout of the evening. Quiet Cannon Montebello. At least he moved he moved across the ring like he was. I think he's close anyway.
Well, they're having a problem with the shorts, the color. They're all red.
You can't wear that here on a Tuesday, or maybe not. Well, we got an interesting fight coming up here in round 2. I didn't want to get too into it, but again, we've got 2 guys that have only fought a couple times in their pro debut. But for now, let's take it to...
Here we go, now entering the ring, 4 rounds of boxing in the super welterweight division. Entering the ring first, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome Jesus Sanchez.
Okay, here comes Jesus Sanchez. He fought in San Francisco in 2014 and actually won his last fight.
Hey, this guy Montgomery wants to go by the name of Rowdy, and that's it.
It was back in 2014 that he won against Jesus Sanchez. He then lost in Fairfield a month later, but now he's back to try and take down his second win of his career. Again, Jesus Sanchez coming in 1-0-1. So I take that back. He won his first fight up in San Francisco and then a draw on his second fight. Now comes in looking to change that here tonight.
And now, entering the ring, fighting out of the red corner, please welcome Rowdy.
Stand by, little issue here ringside.
So they told me to say the Beast.
Jimmy trying to figure out, we got a mic, so I'm trying. Looks like Jesus Sanchez, but I think I know what he wanted. We'll take care of that in a minute. Let's take that back up now. Just a little confusion in the announcing. So it looks like actually Montgomery has already come out. Now, I want to call Montgomery sort of the mystery man. Hard to find out much about this guy. We'll see what Jimmy says, and then I'll update you a little more on what I know here in a moment. But in this super welterweight division, he's sort of the mystery guy. Coming out 1-0 with a knockout. So we'll see, just exactly how that plays out. We didn't really quite get him announced properly, but here he comes.
I think they were having a problem with the name. I actually saw the announcer go, hey, this guy wants me to just call him Rowd.
All right, fight fans, here we go. Ed Holmes All-Star Promotions is proud to present 4 rounds of boxing in the super welterweight division. This bout is sponsored in part by Cato's Auto Body and Staples of Monterey Park. Yes, it's that easy. Introducing our referee in charge of this bout, Sharon Sands. Fight fans, a reminder, due to the safety of the fighters, once again we ask that you please refrain from any flash photography during the bouts. We thank you for your cooperation. All right, fight fans, here we go. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is wearing red trunks, trimmed in gray. He is training out of Renteria Boxing Club by way of Madeira. He weighed in 152 pounds. His record undefeated, 1 win, no losses with 1 draw. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Jesus, the Beast, Sanchez! His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing red trunks trimmed in black. He is training out of United Team Boxing in Apple Valley, California. He weighed in 151 pounds. He too is undefeated, 1 win with no losses. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Rowdy! Once again, our referee, Sharon Sands, to give final instruction.
Well, there you have it. A little more information on Montgomery fighting out of the red corner in the black and red trunks. Actually coming out of Apple Valley from United Training Facility, I think is what I heard. So a little bit more information there coming from Montgomery. Again, we have Jesus Sanchez in the blue corner, coming in 1-0-1. Montgomery in the red, 1-0 with 1 KO. So both guys have had a win. Very young in their boxing career at this point. And we're off our second bout of the evening, Battle of the Rising Stars here in Montebello, California. And isn't it great to be out here at Quiet Cannon tonight, Iron?
Oh, yeah, it's just fantastic. I mean, just what a great setup today, and we got some great boxers out.
Well, you know, one of the things they do great here at Battle of the Rising Stars, and have done for over 25 years here at the Quiet Cannon, is put together great up-and-coming fighters coming in, usually a lot of times pro debuts or sometimes a little better, but overall usually, you know, young, hungry guys, and there's been a lot of fighters that have gone on and had successful careers.
Yeah, it looks like Montgomery's got the reach advantage on this one, as well as the height. So he's got definitely the advantage on the height, reach. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Well, again, you know, Montgomery, it was hard to get a lot of information about him coming into the fight. But, yes, he's fighting in the black shoes with the red and black trunks. And he does seem to have maybe, you know, the height and reach advantage, sort of dominating the center of the ring right now. But again, this welterweight division, just like our last fight, there's enough power there that these guys, you know, the knockout punch or, you know, the damaging blow is always a consideration. So there's a little respect going on between both guys right now. Yeah, but look, that's kind of interesting there. The first time that Montgomery's able to get Sanchez up on the ropes a little, throws 3 or 4 quick punches, lands a couple, and then dodges a couple. So showing some athleticism, good training here early in the fight.
Ooh, Sanchez with the left.
Yeah, Sanchez actually doing a really nice job as well of avoiding the strike, protecting, covering up, and then throwing. Again, did you see that combination coming in from Sanchez is effective, and chance he's going now for the takeout punch there and turned it around with, you know. Oh, that sounded a little better than it was glove-to-glove contact, but now Montgomery thrown on the ropes there a little bit.
Absolutely. Quickly turned, did not like that punch he received from Montgomery, and Sanchez quickly responding with several roundhouses and jabs.
Yeah, Sanchez actually now with 10 seconds in the round has made some contact himself. And now Sanchez forcing the action, pushing Montgomery again. The ropes coming with left-hand body combination. And you've got to like the way Sanchez is saying, okay, you may be a little bigger, you may have a little bit of reach, but you're not going to move me off. I'm not stepping off. So
definitely.
Impressive first round from Sanchez, especially in the second half, makes that kind of hard to call, Mike.
Definitely hard to call, but Sanchez coming out strong. Not really worried about the length and the height. So definitely got some skill, and he's showing it in this first round. Let's see what happens in the second.
Well, I like to see that. Looks like another good matchup. Again, both fighters with only one win, so they're very young in their pro careers. And you can see the hungriness there. Great matchup. We're, again, very close to Sanchez's blue corner. And from what I'm hearing on their side, they don't seem concerned. They like what they saw in the first round. Let's see. Again, with 4 rounds of boxing, this round 2 becomes critical. Here comes Montgomery coming out with that jab. He's got that reach, so he needs to continue to try and push that position, force the action. Sanchez answering back with a couple left hands. Uh-oh. Sanchez gets against the ropes and then does a good job of sort of taking Montgomery out of his rhythm. It seems like Montgomery gets that feeling like, I could finish this thing maybe, but Sanchez has gained a little respect.
Montgomery big with the right hand.
You've got to like that move from Montgomery now, trying to push back. When Sanchez comes in and pushes, he's going to push back a little bit, try and maybe throw some body shots and get back control of this round. Big right hand coming in from Montgomery with bad intentions. Doesn't land. Again, Sanchez doing a pretty good job of keeping Montgomery from just popping off. Sanchez out of right here in Madera, California, not too far down the line.
Big left by Montgomery. It almost looked like it stunned Cruz, but Cruz seems like he bounced right back.
Well, one thing about Sanchez is he's willing to stand toe-to-toe. He's willing to throw the big left, the big right. And I think, maybe his strategy could be to try to take Montgomery out of his rhythm, and he's doing a fairly good job of that. Big miss again, and then Montgomery sort of pushes back off the ropes. Oh. Good exchange now as Montgomery lands a couple body shots.
And Cruz shakes it off, and they're back at it again.
Cruz never seems to get too hurt in those exchanges where you think, maybe Montgomery maybe ought to win the exchange. I like that left hand from Cruz, too. I think Montgomery is going to have to respect the fact that he can hit. Sanchez really is capable of taking a big shot and then landing a big shot. And that probably is going to at least slow down Montgomery's thinking. 10 seconds left in round 2.
He's got him up against the ropes in the corner.
Montgomery now is going to try and back him up. That was a good body shot combination from Montgomery late, but again, I think, from sitting right below Cruz here, I don't see any major issues for him. I think Montgomery may have taken the round, Iron, but I don't think quite in the way he'd like to. With 2 rounds to go, I can't call this one quite yet. I think both fighters seem to be able to hit that shot that's gonna take the other guy down.
It looks like Montgomery, coming from here, he's got a nice swollen left cheek. They've applied some ice on that. Looks like Sanchez definitely landed one of those solid jabs or roundhouses that he has.
Well, again, like I said at the beginning of this fight and the one before, in this division, there's just enough weight to where, you know, the knockout punches are out there. And I think, you know, Montgomery has gained a little respect for Cruz, but maybe, you know, at the same time thinking if he can come out and just do well in this round, he may have a serious advantage. Montgomery working the jab again. I think that's still got to be his fundamental thought is let's keep that jab, let's keep throwing those combinations.
Sanchez getting on the body a little bit on Montgomery.
Couple big shots thrown from both fighters. No real damage. Montgomery now starting to throw a little more power, and he connects with a big left. I'm pretty sure that Sanchez felt that left. Montgomery did take a shot then after that. In fact, yeah, a little irritation on both fighters' faces now here into 2 minutes, round 3. You can see a little mutual respect going on, but Montgomery is still continuing to force enough or move around just enough, I think, to win the fight. It's still probably going to come down to Sanchez.
Montgomery coming, big right hands coming right on Sanchez.
He throws that sort of haymaker right, but, you know, Sanchez has done a fairly good job of not letting it just, you know, end the fight right there. Little bit of fatigue now from both guys here into the end of round 3, and I think now Sanchez has got to try.
Coming up to 1 minute.
You can see he kind of wants to tee off. He's trying to tee off. Another thing Montgomery does well is moves. His feet are pretty good. He still seems to have some life in his feet. Now that little slow exchange there for Sanchez, he better start to feel a sense of urgency here in the end of round 3.
So I definitely feel Montgomery's turning this thing around. Oh, big right hand by Montgomery. Comes to the left, big right landed on Sanchez.
Yeah, maybe a little more glove than flesh at this point, but Montgomery continuing to wear down Sanchez, doing a great job of keeping him back. Ooh, there's another couple big rights from Sanchez. I mean, Sanchez sensing. He threw his whole body into that. Sanchez trying to really throw him in, and you know, Sanchez sort of shook his head like, you know, I didn't really get shaken off there, but again, you know, there you go. He's, you know, late in the 3rd round, he's trying to make it happen, and Montgomery just not giving him the window to get in there. All right. Again, fantastic bout, fantastic matchup. If you're any kind of a boxing fan from anywhere in the country, you're going to love these LA sort of grassroots boxing matches that are put on here by Ed Holmes and his Battle of the Rising Stars. It doesn't come easily. A lot of matchmaking, a lot of work goes into putting these fights together. And here's just another couple of guys. They're hungry. Their records are similar. And you know, a couple more of these type of fights could make the difference whether they continue in boxing or not.
So far, we have seen nothing but action.
Undefeated.
Here we are coming up to the 4th round, final round for this bout. Let's go Montgomery and Sanchez.
Again,
Sanchez quick with the right.
Again, Fitzgerald, our ring announcer, makes a great point there. Both fighters undefeated, both with wins. The only difference is Montgomery won with a knockout, and Sanchez won and then tied on a decision. But no official losses for either fighter.
Sanchez once again working the body.
Well, I'm guessing Sanchez now in this 4th and final round, he's got to know that he's got to do something to, I guess, convince everybody that, oh, and there he goes, tries to really get Montgomery. You know, Sanchez has thrown 4 or 5 punches that if they would have landed, could have put Montgomery over into the crowd. He's wanting to hit that shot. Now it's Sanchez's turn up against the ropes, and Montgomery tucking his head in, throwing some body shots, trying to end this thing now. And that's a good strategy, I think, for Montgomery. Stay in the pocket, keep pushing the action, just don't change what you're doing. At this point, it's probably up to Sanchez to do something different. A couple of the punches from Sanchez coming, they feel a little desperate. He puts his whole body and sort of commits his whole body into it because
big right hand to Sanchez.
Yeah, that was about half glove, half chin, but again,
Sanchez was not happy about that one.
Well, and Sanchez knows now he's under a minute. He's got to get it done now. He's got to find the chin, find a move. Montgomery has pretty nice balance as well. It's hard to really throw him and get him off balance, whereas, sort of in contrast, Sanchez overthrowing his balance sometimes, trying to throw that decision-making punch.
30 seconds.
Now you can see a little fatigue in Sanchez's face. With 10 seconds to go, he's just not coming hard enough. And maybe he absorbed a big right there from Montgomery. That's probably going to keep him from coming in these last few seconds, and that could probably going to do it. Very, very, very good fight from both fighters, though. I think it's a victory for both in some ways. From here, I kind of think Montgomery, but what did you see down there at ringside there, Iron?
Well, I just saw just a great bout. Most of the time it was Montgomery leading the way, and Sanchez is fending him off. But though Montgomery had the reach and the height, it didn't matter to Sanchez. He still was able to land punches, and but I just think Montgomery came out bigger on this fight. But we'll wait and see. We'll see what the judges come in. I know there's a lot of big rights that Montgomery, threw and landed. So those are always a crowd pleaser. So we'll see where these guys come in. And
well, you can see here in the replay the exchange, that right hand coming in. I'm pretty sure that was the one towards the end of the fourth round, and I think that kept Sanchez from coming in and doing what he might have liked to try and do. And Montgomery sort of reestablishing himself there as sort of the bigger guy too, in a way. But my hats are off to Sanchez. I mean, certainly this guy has the ability, I think, to continue and go on. He put up a great fight tonight. So I guess we'll give a minute for the judges to decide. Again, I want to thank everybody for being here. There we are, right here on the deal. Cruz Radio, JT Media, y'all. And hopefully you're enjoying yourselves. If you're just tuning in, we're in our second round of the evening, where we've had Montgomery and Sanchez have had another great battle. Our first two running in the super welterweight division, which they've got enough power, they've got enough ability that it can kind of go either way. So we sure have enjoyed the first two fights. But the official call is going to go ringside now. Up to Jimmy Fitz. We'll see what the judges come up with. I have a feeling that it's pretty straightforward, but again, I really think that Sanchez did a great job tonight of holding his position. He's not hurt. He can still make dinner later.
I think it's going to be a close call.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of action, let's give both fighters a big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have our decision. Judge at ringside, Sergio Kais scores the bout 37-39 in favor of Sanchez. Judge at ringside, Zachary Young scores the bout 39-37 in favor of Rowdy. And judge at ringside, Eddie Hernandez scores the bout 38-38, a split draw.
Wow. So we have a draw, 2 judges going either way, and the third judge 38-38.
Just too close to call. 2 great fighters coming in and going after it, wanting to win, and what you got was just a great show. And you know what? Credit to both fighters.
Fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome Misael Chacon.
Here we go, you all, for our third fight of the evening, with Misael Chacon coming in 1-8 out of Chandler, Arizona. So should be interesting, as Misael looking for a win here after sort of a rough start. He did have a big fight in 2014 where he fought at the Celebrity Theater in Phoenix, Arizona, and won against Brandon Riddell, his only win. So maybe that's something he'll try and draw on tonight. Sort of what he did at the Celebrity Theater last year.
Entering the ring, fighting out of the red corner, please welcome Ricardo Garcia.
Ricardo Garcia is going to be the fan favorite because he's fighting out of La Habra, California, which is probably about as close as you can get to where we are at the moment. 25 years of age, 5'6". Got a nice 69-inch reach. Coming in at 3-3-1 with 1 KO. So, you know, had some wins, had some losses, but on paper, these guys, they stack up really well. So we'll see if they're able to carry that on.
Fight fans, here we go. Now in the ring, 4 rounds of boxing in the super featherweight division, presented to you by Ed Holmes All-Star Promotions. This bout is sponsored in part by Journeyman Management and KRUZ Radio, proud sponsors of tonight's event. Once again, our third man in the ring, Hall of Fame referee Dr. Lou Moret. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is wearing black trunks. He is training out of Arizona Fight Club in Phoenix, Arizona. He weighed in 128 pounds. He is a veteran of 9 professional bouts. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Misael Chico Chacon. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing black trunks, trimmed in silver. He is training out of La Habra Boxing Club by way of Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. He weighed in 127 pounds. His record, 3 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw with 1 win. Coming by way of knockout, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Ricardo Kiki Garcia! Once again, our referee, Hall of Famer, Dr. Lou Moret.
Well, we've got another great matchup here going on here at the Battle of the Rising Stars. Quiet Cannon, Montebello. If you're just joining us, we're live ringside for our third fight of the evening. And again, we've got a couple guys fighting out of the super featherweight division. And off we go. as you heard from Jim Fitzgerald. Ricardo Garcia coming out of Guadalajara, Mexico originally, now fighting out of La Habra. Ricardo's fighting in the black trunks out of the red corner. The black and white, I guess I should say, make it a little easier. His opponent, Misael Chacon, he had a pretty good fight, as I mentioned, in 2014, but now his record has, it's diminished a bit, so be a big fight for him this evening to take it down. As far as reach and weight, we're dead even in this one. Not much of an advantage on paper, at least for either fighter. Again, Misael coming out of Arizona Fight Club out in Phoenix, Arizona. So here we go for our third fight of the evening. Gotta like so far, both guys standing toe-to-toe, showing good patience. Usually as we see in the first round, a little feeling out period. They're going to go for 4 rounds of boxing tonight, 3 minutes per round. And halfway through round one, Garcia sort of controlling the action, but at the moment is now backed up a little into the corner. Little tie up there coming from Chacon. Chacon in the all-black trunks is going to be looking probably to win this fight. Just from any point of view, when you get to this point, you've lost more than you've won. He's got to kind of figure it out. This is a good opportunity for him to do so. Chacon's corner here in the blue calling for some straight drop-ins and some body shots. Calling for the right hand and the body out of Chacon's corner. Chacon now calling to work. He does get a little bit of an opportunity. Garcia into the corner, into the ropes a little bit, and Chacon with a nice jab, left-right body combination, comes back with another nice jab there. So Chacon showing a little heart here. Another nice combination. Doesn't quite connect, but looks like has Garcia backed off a little. Ooh, right hand uppercut connects for Chacon. Another nice left hand connecting for Chacon. So Chacon now having a little bit of his way with Garcia early here in the first round. Interesting fight there from Chacon. Fighting out of the blue corner right in front of me, and it looks like certainly his trainer coming out, Arizona Fight Club, looks pretty happy with what he saw. Over in the red corner, Garcia has got to be maybe a little bit of a reevaluation. You can see his corner calling for him to get out, move around a little bit, force a little more of the action. But my thought is after that first round, anyway, what I see from this end is Chacon doing a nice job of taking Garcia out of his game plan, out of his element. Garcia does have the knockout. 3-3-1 with one of his wins coming from knockout. Again, here in this super featherweight division, it's going to come down a little more to scoring here. So, as far as what I can see in our first round there, I've got to give Chacon maybe a couple of points there and probably won that round, but pretty close now as Garcia now takes the center of the ring and is going to try to see what he can do. A lot of fanfare, for Chacon's corner, again coming out of La Habra, which is very local. And that could be, one of the things that could help Garcia. Garcia coming out of La Habra. And now Garcia lands a nice combination to the body. Not really able to close the exchange. Garcia pushing towards the rope now. Chacon a little backed up, ducks and fights his way out of it. Chacon lands another pretty nice uppercut coming in. A lot of blows being thrown here. Wow, Chacon trying to come in with the jab, but not much power behind it there. He's got Ricardo against the ropes, but he may have gotten a little tired from that last exchange. Same thing from Garcia, trying to throw some punches there, but not much power behind him. I am seeing Chacon's left eye. Ooh, and Chacon just eats a little bit of a right hand there. But Chacon's left eye showing some swelling. Ooh, Chacon just took a nice right to the chin as well. So maybe here as we go through round 2, Ricardo's showing a little bit of stick-to-itiveness here. Wow, nice exchange from both fighters there. Couple tough body shots. Chacon trying to finish it, but wow, and look at Garcia working off the ropes here. Oh, but he eats a little bit of a right hand. And Chacon doing a nice job scoring late into round 2 again. Garcia's going to need to do a little something about those combinations coming in out. He needs to get off those ropes. Tying him up here a little bit. 20 seconds left, round 2. Live, Montebello, California, Battle of the Rising Stars. 10 seconds left. Garcia finding his feet, trying to throw a couple combinations, but here comes Chacon. They're blow for blow, toe-to-toe in round 2, and the end of that round a little tougher to call. Not so obvious the second time around. You got to like that. You got to like the fact that Garcia is coming back, still showing a positive momentum, sticking to the game plan. Chacon standing toe-to-toe. Round 2, a tougher one to call. Definitely want to thank all of our sponsors that are out there this evening, including the Scapic Law Group. Of course, Global IT, who helps provide a lot of the internet and media that's provided here tonight. JT Media giving us all the audio spectacular shots that we get out there from JT in the back, and couldn't do it without him, that's for sure. And of course, my buddy Iron Mike, who's back from about 20 minutes in the beer line. So 20 minutes and $8 later, we're good to go. Okay, here we go, round 3.
You got a couple good fighters here, buddy.
Battle of the Rising Stars. And so far, Garcia maybe off to a slow start. I think having a good second round, but, you know, Chacon is proving to be a handful in the black trunks. Chacon now, Garcia on the ropes again, forcing the action. Garcia doing a nice job of keeping the body shots coming in. Garcia, nice punches thrown off the rope. Nice 1-2 combination coming in from Chacon, and these guys are battling. As soon as you get into this lighter weight division, it becomes a little more about points, a little less about the knockout punch. As far as Chacon's left eye, it hasn't changed much from round 2. Obviously, they probably cleaned him up a bit, but I don't think it's a factor at this point. Ricardo now seeming to want to throw the punch that might make a difference. So I got to ask you there, Iron Mike, what do you think about this Battle of the Rising Stars, these fights?
Well, as I was watching over there in the beer line, I was like, I wish I was sitting over here watching these two guys go at it. They haven't stopped since the first round.
Well, you know, a lot of times the lighter weight division you get into, the more punches are thrown, the more energy, usually more stamina. Here with 1 minute left in round 3, things becoming urgent now for Chacon, and he's got Garcia. Uppercut lands for Chacon. Garcia answers. Garcia, if he's doing anything right, he's holding Chacon off with that jab. He cannot abandon the jab at this point. Throw the right, work the jab for Garcia. Chacon also throwing a nice jab and following with the right there.
Yeah, Garcia working the body, constantly hitting the ribs, wearing him down.
Little bit of almost a mutual respect going on for these fighters here late in the third. With 10 seconds remaining, somebody needs to put it all out there. Ooh, and Chacon right there threw 2 punches that missed. And that's a little bit of fatigue there, Iron.
Yeah. Fatigue is setting in. And these boys, I mean, if I've thrown that many punches, I probably would have been done in the second round.
Well, I think they left a lot out on the table there in round 2. And round 3, kind of a little bit more of a sort of a makeup round, a little more positioning. But this is one of the harder ones I've had to call at this point. Again, these guys evenly matched as far as their physical stamina, their physical presence. And sitting here right now in Chacon's corner, seems like they know this is his round. He's got to step up. Chacon breathing pretty hard. Seems like he's feeling it a bit, but his corner sort of asking him not to back up, not to back off, but just stay in it and go for it. I think it's really going to come down to Chacon in this round to, kind of impress everybody who's going to win this fight.
Yeah, both fighters coming out just extremely fatigued.
Well, one thing about Garcia, is right around this round, he's got his head tucked in now, and he's throwing punches early. So if Garcia can continue to control the action, he should be able to take the fight. Then again, back in our second fight of the evening, I thought it was pretty much Montgomery, and we ended up with the draw. So it sort of depends on where you're sitting in the room, I guess. Big exchange coming. Garcia doing a nice job of holding Chacon off. Chacon's punches seeming a little non-effective. He had a couple rights that swung around, but they just didn't quite connect with that power. Garcia, on the other hand, showing balance, and now he's got Chacon into the corner for a moment, but Garcia's showing a little better balance, standing. He's next to the ropes, but he's not in the ropes. Maintaining his position. I don't think Garcia's bothered by being against the ropes too much. I think
he seems like he's comfortable.
His balance to me seems like it doesn't matter maybe where he is in the ring. He's just sort of focusing on holding his position and not giving, or I should say backing up much to Chacon. But, this is Chacon's final minute here, Iron.
Yeah, Chacon, it's the final minute for Chacon, and he's just really he's breathing heavy. He just wants to get through this thing. His arms are heavy.
He landed a nice punch or two there. Chacon needs to just press the action right now. Here's his chance. He's got Garcia a little bit backed up. Chacon fishing with the jab, tries to finish with the right hand. Garcia seeming to not want to go away, though, holding off Chacon's advances. Chacon doing a good job of trying to throw those punches in there, but the power just doesn't seem to be there.
These guys are just throwing.
And
going back and forth, and this is it.
Big exchange
everything
at
they
the
got.
end of the round. Every big exchange there at the end of the round. Both fighters left it all out there at the end. Very, very good finish to what was a pretty tough fight. There's no doubt in my mind that this is going to, again, be a little closer than maybe we think because, again, another nice finish. Garcia seemingly dominating, but again, hard to tell. It's one of those things, you know, with boxing, I guess, you know, everybody always sees it a little different, but we'll have to see on this one. I don't know. That was one of the tougher ones to call. One of the things I think, you know, and I don't know what the judges are looking for, but Garcia's balance was superb.
Yeah, he's sitting in the corner of the ring on the ropes. I mean, the guy just felt like he was super comfortable.
Yeah, he never looked backed up or, like I said, I think he could have almost been standing anywhere. And, you know, those things matter, but what matters more is punches thrown, punches landed. And if you're not landing punches, if you're not, you know, scoring well, then sometimes what you see physically isn't always what ends out being on the points. So for that reason, we'll have to wait and see. That's why we just commentate. We don't make the decisions, right? Right, buddy?
Absolutely, guy.
Well, let's take it up ringside and see.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have our decision. Judge at ringside, Eddie Hernandez scores the bout 40-36, while both judges Zachary Young and Sergio Kais score the bout 39-37 in favor of our winner by unanimous decision, Ricardo Kikid Garcia.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what we saw from here. Garcia sort of dominating, but Chacon did a fantastic job of continuing to come after him, continuing to press. Showed a lot of heart out there. Little bit of damage there on his eye, but I think, you know, obviously both fighters are in good shape. And that's going to be pretty good for Garcia now because he comes away with a winning record at this point. He moves from 3-3 to 4-3 and gains a little momentum going into his cause. Huh? What do you think, Iron?
Absolutely. I think this guy picked up a lot of confidence after, you know, that debut. That was just a great fight, and he really showed his poise and hung in there. I mean, it didn't matter if he was on the ropes, he was in the corner. He was able to pull out of it, sit there comfortably, and pull out this win and start having a winning record and building that confidence.
Here we go, now entering the ring, 4 rounds of boxing in the super lightweight division. Fans, when these fighters come out, you may think you are at an MMA bout because both of them are actually MMA fighters that decided to put on the gloves this evening and find out who's got the quicker hands. So let's give it up for both of our fighters this evening coming out of the cage and into the ring. First, in the blue corner, please welcome Ruben Warr.
Ruben Warr, interesting and powerful cage fighter. He took a tough loss to Torrey Grant a couple months ago, sitting right now at 3-5, but Ruben Warr is certainly a capable mixed martial arts fighter and is going to come out tonight and see what his boxing skills look like. totally different environment when you come into the boxing ring. You know, when you get the MMA, you get the loud lights and the smoke and the, you know, here it's a little more about technique, a little more about the toe-to-toes. I guess I shouldn't say more, just a different technique.
And now, entering the ring, fighting out of the red corner, please welcome Jared Papazian.
Jared Papazian, also a caged mixed MMA fighter. A little less information available about Jared, but again, making a boxing debut here this evening. And, you know, both guys are going to have to sort of draw on a little different strategy than maybe, you know, when you've had 8 or 10 MMA fights, you can look back and go, well, I'm going to do what I did last time. But here, you know, they got to come up with a strategy. You got to come up with something that's going to work in the boxing format. They're going to go 4 rounds this evening. It's kind of the same format we've been doing all day. But it'll be interesting to see if they don't have the urge to kick. They can't kick.
Yeah, there's no kicking in this event and no elbows.
Here we go. Ed Holmes All-Star Promotions is proud to present 4 rounds of boxing in the super lightweight division. This bout is sponsored in part by Joe Lombardo's Bail Bonds and Redlands Ford. Once again, our referee in charge of this bout, Sharon Sand. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is wearing blue trunks trimmed in white. He is training out of Team Victory in Inglewood, California, by way of Whittier. He weighed in 139 pounds. He is a mixed martial arts fighter tonight. He is making his professional boxing debut. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Ruben, Bad Boy Warr. His opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing black trunks. He is training out of Seb Zudi Boxing in Culver City by way of West Hills. He weighed in 140
These guys got the death look.
He is a UFC veteran tonight. He is making his professional boxing debut. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Jared Jackhammer Papazian. All right, fans, once again, our referee, Sharon Sands, for final instructions.
Well, that's interesting. Papazian coming in out of the red corner with the black trunks has some UFC experience. He's a UFC veteran. So learning a little more about him out of Culver City. And looks pretty focused over there in the red corner. Again, Papazian at 140 pounds. His opponent in the blue corner, Ruben Warr, in the blue and white trunks at 139 pounds. I do not know Papazian's record, but I believe Ruben Warr is at 3-5 in the cage fighting. So again, Ruben fighting in the blue and white, Papazian in the red and black. Ooh, a couple big knockout punches being thrown early with bad intentions. One of the things you notice kind of right away, Papazian, pretty good footwork, keeping good position in the ring. Sort of throwing triple combinations, that left, right, left. Jab finding, oh, and he catches a big right. Papazian definitely stuns Ruben Warr with a big right. Warr stood up right away, but he felt it.
Definitely caught him off guard, and now it's on.
Now a left connecting for Papazian, and the punches are getting thrown. Papazian tying up Ruben Warr a little bit, but now Ruben Warr coming back. I like the way Warr is fighting off Papazian's barrage. He's doing a great job of not letting him get the best of him. Throwing a couple nice punches himself. Ooh, Papazian taunting Warr now.
So punch him.
Warr misses with a big left, and they tie up. And Papazian is throwing punches with bad intentions. Ooh, jab doesn't quite connect for Papazian. Kind of takes him off damage, I think, or off balance. I think he thought he was going to connect there. Ruben Warr now sort of the action slowed down a little bit. Papazian maybe. Papazian very focused though. Stays in his position, stays balanced, and sort of looks like he's just waiting for the opportunity. Ooh, couple combinations are connecting too for Papazian. Oh, and that one took him down a little harder. Ruben Warr is having a hard time finding his breath right now. Looks like he may stay down.
Papazian, big right hand, putting Ruben Warr back on his feet, on his back.
Well, you know, Papazian seemed like he was just looking for that opening. He was waiting. If you can see here that, wow, look at that right. Sort of a, I don't know, it wasn't really a round. Yeah, almost a roundhouse around the, just caught him with a big right. And that was the second time of the fight that Ruben Warr got knocked down. But this one, that's a pretty solid connection there, Iron. Fans are watching the replay, but now they're applauding as Ruben Warr gets up. He's still a little shaken, but he's going to be okay. A little bit feeling it on his feet a little bit here. You know, I can see looking at Papazian, I think it was minimal. I think Ruben Warr did a good job of holding him off, trying to hold him off. He came with an attack, but it seemed anyway that Papazian was just waiting for those moments to strike. See Papazian there talking to Ed Holmes, All-Star Promotions. Papazian out of Culver City, and you know, maybe some of that UFC experience paying off for him. I mean, he seemed to have the aggression. He seemed to know that, you know, in this format, he's looking for that takedown shot.
Absolutely, and he got it. I tell you, it started off strong. Papazian just kept his composure and just landed those just shattering punches that took him down.
Got a few people sort of hanging around Ruben's corner just to make sure he's okay. I don't think there's much question that he's okay, but certainly shooken up. And, you know, I'm pretty sure we got hit with a little bit of sweat off Ruben's face, even way over here. He took a big right hand. And, you know, I guess, you know, what do you expect? These cage fighters, these, you know, MMA type guys, UFC, they bring it, man. They're not looking to go 4 rounds.
No, it's all or nothing, man. Coming out as soon as that bell rings, they are full 100% taking you out, and they don't want 4 rounds.
Yeah, a little different look in their eyes, and a little, you know, different look way that, you know. I guess we did see some good boxing fundamentals though as well.
Well, I did see a difference in the way these guys definitely box. They very, very MMA style.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 2 minutes, 59 seconds of round number 1. Referee in charge, Sharon Sands, stops the contest in favor of our winner by way of knockout, Jared Jackhammer Papazian.
Well, and that goes great for Papazian. Yeah, calling for Ruben Warr to get some love from the crowd. He definitely put on a good fight, but as you'll see, it really didn't come down to much of strategy or points. It was just more of a knockout punch, and that's what those guys came out. That's what they were trying to do. Well, and a good fight put on by both fighters, but that's going to definitely escalate. That's going to definitely escalate Papazian, because now he comes out into his boxing career 1-0 with a KO. So if he decides to do that anymore, he's off to a perfect start.
Hey, fight fans, Ed Holmes All-Star Promotions would like to give a very special thank you to Dr. Hernandez, Dr. De La Rocha, Dr. Jess Noriega, Hector Alvarado, Jay's from Flight's Restaurant in Whittier. Ed always says that's his favorite restaurant, Jay's from Flight's Restaurant. Tams and Gus Jr.'s Burgers, Troy from Orchids Market, Steve Valverde. A very special thank you to Jimmy McNeil, provider of tonight's ambulance and paramedic services. A very special thank you to Frank Catrone. Also to Chase Leland of Chase Photography, official photographer of All-Star Promotions. Pound for pound, Willie Trejo. Also, Francisco Salazar from, where are you from nowadays? Boxing Scene and Ring TV, Francisco Salazar. Give him a big round of applause. Also, a very special thank you to Dr. Roof and Solar. He has been providing solar panels since 1983, servicing Los Angeles and Orange County. Dr. Roof, all proud sponsors of tonight's event.
Well, you know, I got to agree with Ed Holmes and Jim Fitzgerald there about Flight Restaurant in Whittier. I know the owner, Jay, and it is a fantastic, it's one of the best flat iron steaks I've ever had. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. It's the Beat Net. Welcome back, everybody. We are live ringside at the Quiet Cannon in Montebello for Ed Holmes' Battle of the Rising Stars. My boy Iron Mike is here with us, and we're about to go to our fourth fight of the evening. We're going to take it up ringside now to the one and only Jimmy Fitzgerald as we await the final fight of the night. Mike, anything you'd like to say to the fans out there?
I hope everybody's enjoying it out there. What a great time we're having.
I'll tell you, there's nothing like this Battle of the Rising Stars. We got to see two MMA guys duke it out in the last one. That was pretty crazy.
Well, I hope the rest of the evening's just like the last bout that we had, because that thing was pretty, I mean, holy moly.
Those guys come out to hurt people.
You know, MMA does not mess around. They get in that cage, and no one's coming out walking. Someone's going to be down.
Right, we're trying to have a little more of a family-friendly event here, but I certainly want to thank everybody out there listening. Cruz Radio bringing you, obviously, the audio. JT Media with the video. And let's take it at ringside.
All right, fight fans, here we go. Now entering the ring, 4 rounds of boxing in the super lightweight division. Entering the ring first, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome Rick Quevedo.
Well, here we go as we get into our 5th fight of the evening. Rick Quevedo coming in 1-2 from Palm Springs, California. Looks pretty ready to go. He's got a good looking, sort of color coordinated going on. Wouldn't you say, Iron?
I thought we had Edgar Nava and Rashid Lawal coming.
Right.
Now, entering the ring, fighting out of the red corner, please welcome Eddie de la Huerta.
Well, Mike, that's where you need to make a quick adjustment on your feet and realize that we're a little bit off of who we thought. But just to be clear, Eddie de la Huerta coming out 1-0 with 1 KO will be fighting in the red corner this evening. Now again, here we're Battle of the Rising Stars. We've got Rick Quevedo 1-2, Eddie de la Huerta 1-0 with 1 KO. So again, very close, very evenly matched fighters here. You know, usually what we try to look for, you know, when that happens is, you know, who has the advantage, who, you know, sort of has the ability to come out and, you know, do something a little different, you know, stand out from where they come from.
All right, fight fans, here we go. Now in the ring, 4 rounds of boxing in the super lightweight division. This bout is sponsored in part by Scappic Law Offices, the right attorney every time. Once again, our third man in the ring, Hall of Fame referee, Dr. Lou Moret. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is wearing blue trunks trimmed in gold. He is training out of Palm Springs Boxing by way of Banning, California. He weighed in 139 pounds. His record, 1 win with 2 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Rick Quevedo. His opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing green trunks trimmed in gold. He is training out of Elite Pro Boxing in Santa Fe Springs by way of Hawaiian Gardens. He weighed in 136 pounds. His record, undefeated, 1 win, no losses, with that single win coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Eddie Monster de la Huerta! All right, fans, once again, Hall of Fame referee Dr. Lou Moret to give final instructions.
Well, you got that feeling right away. Eddie de la Huerta coming out as a crowd favorite. He had a big knockout in his last fight. He's 1-0, and kind of impressive, you know, his resume only having 1 fight. Elite Pro Boxing out of Santa Fe. Maybe going to want to keep an eye on Eddie. Again, coming out of the blue corner, Rick Quevedo. Also no slouch, 1-2 out of Palm Springs. Palm Springs Boxing, just a little, I guess, is it north of Banning? In that area there is where he's from. De la Huerta fighting in the green trunks this evening. Rick Quevedo in the gold and blue. Again, you're going to see a pretty evenly matched couple of guys here. Both in the amateur ranks have done well in their divisions. Both have been around in the fighting world, but as far as their pro record, just a couple of fights for each fighter. So probably, you know, kind of pivotal for both these guys tonight.
Absolutely, they're definitely got to prove themselves, and you know, both fighters just kind of coming out, sizing each other out. Nothing really big coming out of each fighter yet.
Quevedo is doing a nice job right now of protecting his face, making nice shots into the body. You just saw another nice right hand coming into the body from Rick Quevedo, I'm sorry. Eddie De La Huerta answering back with a nice left hand, nice body combination, and a right jab lands. And we've got a big toe-to-toe bout going on right here in the first round. Oh, another big shot coming from De La Huerta. De La Huerta, I hope I'm saying everything right. Ooh, and De La Huerta continuing to pound, now having Quevedo on the ropes. Ooh, Rick absorbed an uppercut there. Rick Quevedo in the blue trunks just took a pretty big shot. I haven't been able to tell if it did any damage, but he's still standing there, but his knees got a little weak. He took, I think, another uppercut, just grazed his chin. He's going to get a little standing count here, no big deal. Catch his breath, see if he can come back. He got a little unlucky there. He took a couple bad shots, and oh my gosh, here comes De La Huerta again.
Coming out.
De La Huerta just left and right shots into the upper body. Another big shot.
Big body
and
shot by
the bell ringing there and saving Rick Quevedo. Sort of got saved a little bit there by the bell. Now he'll get a chance to, maybe sort of catch his breath. He didn't necessarily fight a bad first round. He just walked in or got unlucky with a couple big shots coming in from Eddie De La Huerta. And I got to say, impressive from Eddie coming in over in the red corner in the green trunks. De La Huerta, fantastic job of maintaining his position, throwing big shots.
Yeah,
no question.
Definitely no question. De La Huerta round is for sure. Came out just firing away, big body shots, couple combinations. Took Quevedo off guard.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, you just can't really argue, I think, maybe that first round. Probably now going into round two, the blue and gold trunks for Rick Quevedo. He's now establishing position in the center of the ring, trying to move, try to get De La Huerta off guard a little bit. Couple nice left-right combinations, but it's not going to be enough as Eddie De La Huerta continues to push Rick Quevedo back towards the ropes.
Oh, big
Rick
body
absorbs
shot.
a big left body shot there as well. De La Huerta throwing extreme shots right now. Utilizing a nice jab, nice combinations, and then coming in with nice body shots. Now we can see here, at least from my position, Rick Quevedo, a little bit of damage around the eyes, a little bit of swollen, the nose also looking a little agitated. He's taking shots. He just took another combination, got into his gloves there from De La Huerta.
Big right by De La Huerta, uppercut. That's over.
And De La Huerta maybe won the fight right there. Quevedo fighting out of the blue corner. In the blue and gold, they're giving him a minute, but he looked a little dazed on his feet. Still standing. You can see here in the replay, he took a couple shots there where he's trying to protect, and that uppercut, actually that last shot had a little more to do with maybe why he's still sitting there right now. The barrage seemingly a little too much coming in from Eddie there.
Eddie De La Huerta just came in and just took control of this fight from the get-go. Stood there with poise, delivered his shots, and worked his opponent down.
Yeah, he did. You know, I think he took a blow or two. You know, he had a moment or two where he was feeling the pressure, but overall, De La Huerta with a great job coming in, fighting well. With Quevedo, come in for another day. That's going to possibly take Rick now to 1-3, where Eddie, on the other hand, gets to move up to 2-0 with very close to a second knockout. But let's see exactly, what they're going to say. But, I mean, that was close to a second knockout.
Pretty much. I mean, technical knockout. I mean, the ref had to come in and call the fight.
So that's going to work pretty good for Eddie. He gets to move in now with a solid starting record.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 1 minute 47 seconds of round number 2, referee in charge, Hall of Famer Dr. Lou Moret stops the contest in favor of our winner. By way of knockout, he is still undefeated, Eddie Monster De La Huerta!
Yeah, big for De La Huerta. I mean, now he's able to go 2-0. The fans are loving it. That's what it's all about. A little bit of a work, still for Rick Quevedo, but certainly not a bad fight. Still young in his career, and he'll be able to go on still and fight some more and continue to learn. It's a learning experience,
You definitely don't take this loss and you just go back to work and hit the gym hard and get out there and give it another shot. These type of guys, that's what they do.
Well, yeah, you got to be that way. You can't let one obstacle throw you out of your whole game plan. I mean, yeah, 1-3 isn't the greatest, but it's not the end of the world. You got to come back and do what you can do. But I have to say, Eddie De La Huerta in that fight,
come back and redeem yourself.
2-0, he looks impressive.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, he came out. I wasn't sure. He looked a little stringy to me, but he's obviously got the punches. He's landing them.
It's time for the main event of this evening. Now entering the ring, 6 rounds of boxing for the California State Featherweight title. Entering the ring first, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome Cesar Martinez.
Okay, back to the boxing, and here he comes. Cesar Martinez. He's lost his last 2 fights, but they were tough fights. One of which was against Daniel Francisco, I believe, or Franco. I'm sorry, Daniel Franco, who was 8-0. So, Cesar Martinez, his record maybe not totally indicative of how good he is. He could easily be 6-2 based on a couple tough losses. So Cesar Martinez coming in right now with 1 knockout out of Galicia, Spain.
And now entering the ring in this main event, fighting out of the red corner, please welcome Xavier Montelongo Jr.
Xavier Montelongo, the Mongoose, won back here a couple of months ago, right here at the Quiet Cannon. You may remember he won here in March. He's got a fantastic record right now at 7-3-1 with 2 KOs. And probably one of the favorites of the evening coming into this main event.
Ladies.
He's 23 years of age and probably one of the top contenders, especially coming out of the featherweight division. So we're going to have to see what happens here. Both fighters with something to prove here this evening.
Stand right behind me with it. Right here, just stand right behind me.
I can tell, Iron Mike, you're right down in front of.
That's perfect. Right where that camera's
of the fighters there in the blue corner. Cesar Martinez, what do you see there?
That camera, not that one. And behind me.
You see a couple guys ready to get it on, man.
Right back here. And then
I'm really
switch
anxious
and
to
face
see,
the camera behind
you know,
me. There you go, just like that.
Javier come out and
one behind me over there.
see what he does
There
on
you
his pro
go.
debut
Are you ready?
today.
Willie, are you going?
Well, here we go.
All right, fight fans, now in the ring, what you've all been waiting for. Here we go. It's time for the main event of this evening, presented to you by Ed Holmes All-Star Promotions. Now in the ring, 6 rounds of boxing for the California State Featherweight title. This bout is sponsored in part by PS Realty. Once again, our referee in charge of this bout, Sharon Sands. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is wearing red trunks trimmed in yellow. He is training out of Freddie Roach's world-famous wildcard boxing in Hollywood by way of Galicia, Spain. He weighed in 127 pounds. His record, 4 wins, 4 losses, 2 draws with 1 win. Coming by way of knockout, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Cesar, El Conquistador Martinez! His opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing purple trunks, trimmed in white. He is training out of Gamboa Boxing in Whittier by way of East LA. He weighed in 125 pounds. His record,
Look like we
7
got
wins,
ourselves a
3
great
losses,
fight about to happen
1
here.
draw with 2 wins. Coming by way of knockout. This bout is sponsored by PS Realty. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Xavier Montelongo Jr. Once again, our referee in charge to give final instructions.
Well, as you said, Iron Mike, this is going to be a great fight. We've got Xavier Montelongo, the Mongoose, coming in, 2 KOs. You know, just a fantastic fighter overall with a lot to prove, coming off a big win here just a couple months ago. So he's very comfortable in this environment. Javier, again, fighting in the purple trunks. Cesar Martinez, on the other hand, comes out of Freddie Roach's training gym.
And they come out throwing.
Yeah, they're going to come out hard because, like I said, Cesar Martinez lost his last 2 fights. Very tough losses, very close. And again, to his last opponent that was 8-0. So, again, his record could be very different than what we see in front of us here this evening. Now we move down ringside, and let's get into this fight a little bit. Iron Mike, what do you see?
I see Martinez coming out with punches to the body, beginning right away, just going to the body, trying to start wearing Javier down immediately.
Well, Xavier Montelongo, as I said, Mongoose in the purple trunks. I watched him fight about 2 months ago, and it was impressive, I have to say. He came out, he fought a great fight. He was expected to win and did, convincingly. And seemingly going to go with the same strategy today. You see how he keeps his head way down in the fight.
Mongoose is working the body, hitting the face.
his head is down almost about the shoulder height of Cesar, and pretty reminiscent of what we saw last time. Want to welcome everybody to the main event here, Montebello, California. Ed Holmes, Battle of the Rising Stars. Round one, we're going to go 6 rounds with these guys tonight. Xavier doing a nice job tying up, moving around, keeping the head down. Cesar in the red trunks is going to have to keep him back where he can start to throw punches like he just did right there. You saw, a couple body punches. That's what he's looking to do here today.
Cesar looking to work the body of Xavier.
Yeah, Cesar doing a nice job of turning the action around now, pushing back, trying to push the action a little bit, working off the center of the ring. 10 seconds here at round one, and the first thing I noticed, both fighters very conditioned and using sort of the same strategy. A lot of movement, working off the jab. Not much really to say after that first round, except for we got a fight on our hands. A lot of people maybe aren't familiar. A lot of people certainly are. Cesar Martinez, coming out of Freddie Roach's gym in Hollywood, is being surrounded by a lot of great fighters. And, just to make it this far, you got to know what you're doing, but life works that way. It's who you surround yourself around, and Xavier maybe is going to find his hands full tonight because Cesar Martinez is capable. He's got good fundamental training, and he does have a knockout under his belt as well. Here we go, round two, Battle of the Rising Stars. De La Huerta coming out nicely in the beginning, forcing the action a little bit, taking position in the center of the ring. Again, another thing I like to look for in these fights is balance. And Eddie De La Huerta in the red trunks, keeping his position, even during the exchanges, holding his balance, pushing back.
Cesar against the ropes. Mongoose got him pinned.
Yeah, Cesar's trying to push himself out of the ropes. Couple nice combinations, though, keeping his head up. Actually landed a couple pretty good shots considering he's against the ropes, but
big right by Mongoose.
Yeah, the Mongoose coming hard with that right, and it's exactly what I saw 2 months ago with the Mongoose. His head and the way he puts himself in there makes him sort of a hard target. When he's pushing his shoulder or his chin up against the other guy's shoulder and chin, he's a hard guy to hit. Cesar trying hard now to figure a way to try and get inside and start to make contact. I don't think it matters too much whether it's head or body. He's just got to establish some contact. Cesar now on the ropes a little bit, and some noticeable damage to the face of Cesar in the red. Not enough to be an issue, but certainly some swelling on both sides. Again, Xavier continuing to force his head down below the chin. Forcing his head down and coming out, forcing down and coming out. Cesar's got to find a way to make contact as he comes in or out of that motion. That time Cesar tried to get it done. He just missed him. Not by much. Ooh, 10 seconds left in round 2. Ooh, and I think in this last exchange, Cesar lands a nice left combination, and you know, the Mongoose, he got slowed down a little bit towards the end of round 2. Didn't quite have the same, I don't know, maybe the same punch, that same feeling of
aggressiveness. Cesar definitely came in and really took that round. I think he held himself and had some composure against the ropes, but found some landing punches into the body and continues to work that body on Xavier.
Well, he certainly has shown that it isn't going to just be a 1 or 2 round deal. It's going to come down and probably be a battle here before it's all over. Over in Cesar's corner, they're kind of patching him up a little bit here. Cesar Red Trunks fighting out of the blue corner. And first to stand up. Seemingly looks ready to continue the way he finished there in the second. Top of round 3. Ed Holmes, Battle of the Rising Stars, main event. Ooh, big exchange coming out of round 3 from both fighters. Shots being landed both ways. Ooh, you got to like that. All of a sudden, Montelongo, as hard as he's pushing, as hard as he's trying to put his head down, he can't quite get his head down the way he did, because all of a sudden Cesar has done enough, at least enough damage to have him second-guessing his game plan a little bit. Cesar connects a nice little right. Another nice right from Cesar, working off the ropes. The Mongoose answers with a nice shot. And that's pretty interesting, because that was another solid exchange. And now Cesar's showing for the first time a little bit of that loss of energy.
Well, that was a nice exchange of punches for both of them against the ropes there. And but they continue the bout and continuing to pound each other, the body, the face, not letting up at all.
Montelongo, nice job off the ropes there. Throws a little jab, was able to hold Cesar off. Now Cesar protects a little bit and then throws a pretty nice left, couple body shots. Trying to keep the action moving. Ooh, blow for blow there, under a minute in round 3. Oh. There was a couple mutual shots landed by both fighters. I would have to say right now fighting about as evenly as they have up till this point. Exchanging blows, fighting for head position, fighting for body position. Really noticeable too how Montelongo continues to just force his head just into the action, where it sort of disrupts, I think, what Cesar would like to do. Good exchange there. Cesar lands a body blow, and Montelongo lands a nice left. 10 seconds. Cesar going to work
Cesar
now.
Working him.
Another nice exchange. Nice finish from Cesar. Cesar coming in strong at the end of the rounds.
It was a solid round for both fighters. Cesar coming out strong.
Ooh, and the Mongoose Montelongo, some fanfare from behind his corner, getting a lot of support from the locals. Perhaps some of them were here a couple of months ago when the Mongoose had an impressive win right here on this stage. They're wanting to see that again. Looks a little bit now like the same thing going behind Cesar's corner. He's winded, he's breathing hard, he's getting a lot of encouragement from the people around. Definitely can feel it, though, going into round 4.
Definitely some swelling on Cesar's right cheek and eye. And we got some swelling on the Mongoose as well. So both fighters taking a beating.
Yeah, you can see a little damage on Cesar's face. I like he got a little rest there. He's got a little bit of that look back. But right now, these guys, it's becoming less and less about what they train for and about holding that head inside and who's going to win that push and hit battle. Really impressive how Montelongo continues to just keep his face against the gloves of Cesar and just not letting him get. But Cesar pushes off and lands a couple nice shots there. You know, it does come down to points. And there are times through that exchange where Cesar's coming out and he's landing some points on those sort of pullaways.
Big left from Cesar.
Montelongo in the purple trunks now. The Mongoose is going to have to start to get, and the crowd feeling the same. They're calling for the Mongoose. Mongoose takes a shot. Big right from Cesar.
Cesar just keeps coming back at him, not letting up. One after another, into the body, into the face. Right, left, in against the ropes. Continues, will not let him up.
Cesar has landed 3 decent right hands in that last exchange. And that's going to start to wear down Montelongo a little bit.
Cesar right back at him, working the body.
Well, and now you see Montelongo holding his gloves out in a way he hasn't done yet, but then coming in with a nice jab combination and then dancing around a little bit. So certainly not done. In fact, showing a little more energy here. Mongoose, a little sway maneuver. Cesar continuing to pound. Big change at the end of this round for Montelongo, though. No longer putting his head into the chin of Cesar. Now he's standing back and almost taunting him.
I think he's needing air, bud.
He also could be trying to get some air. He's like, I can't keep my head in there all night. End of round 4.
And Cesar strong coming in. Strong coming in right at the Mongoose.
Well, that was, I think, a deciding round for both fighters. 2 rounds to go, and probably both of them now thinking, okay. But one of the most interesting things about round 4, I think, is sort of the way the Mongoose right at the end got out of that head down, that sort of battling position, and decided he was going to stand back and kind of, he almost did that Sugar Ray, where he like trying to call him out a little bit. What do you think?
Well, I think it was a combination, maybe calling him out, but I think he was getting tired. I think the arms are getting weak. The fatigue's starting to set in. They're getting into the 5th round, and
maybe you're right. Maybe the guy just flat out needed to back off, get some air.
Cesar has been relentless in the last 2 rounds in the attack.
Well, it could be safe to say that Cesar came into this fight as the underdog. And he's done a fantastic job of not only not being the underdog, but having, a chance at winning this fight. Now Montelongo's gone back to the head in, head down, grind sort of approach. Lands a
Cesar's
nice
in trouble.
left-right combination. Montelongo pushing Cesar back into the ropes with his head and body.
Continues to work the body.
Little bit of a low blow from Cesar. And Montelongo calling the ref, make sure he's aware that came in down a little low there. Cesar working a little low into the body still.
Ooh, another right by Cesar.
Pretty nice how Cesar gets back a little to the ropes though, but then only gives so much position. Referee's going to back him up now a little bit, looking. They don't want to see that clinch last quite that long. Looks like Cesar is now sort of mimicked the technique that Montelongo started with getting that head tucked in. Now their heads are at the same. They're pushing and fighting the same way. I don't know if that means that Montelongo has sort of gotten Cesar to start to fight his fight, but now they're fighting the same style.
Continue to work the body, both of them. Even in the 5th round, continuing to just work the body. Oh, Xavier landing with the right into Cesar.
Cesar, especially with body blows, borderline body blows, pretty low, but yeah, as you said, it's kind of like two linemen now on either sides of the field. They're just down, trying to hit each other. Both fighters doing a great job of closing the gap here in the final 10 of the 5th. There comes Cesar, and there comes Montelongo again. Another big barrage at the end, not quite as effective. And now Montelongo coming away from that round, obviously at least seeming as if he feels like he won that round. What'd you see, Iron?
That was just another one that was too close to call. They continue to hit the body. They continue to work each other against the ropes. And, both continue to, not show too much fatigue. I mean, the offense is continual. I mean, it's attack, attack, attack. They're not letting up.
Yeah, that's something we always get to see here in the Battle of the Rising Stars. A lot of these guys are young, a lot of them are hungry, and the energy level is always there. In fact, it's been very rare I've ever been able to knock the conditioning or the preparedness of the fighters. They all come ready to go. They made their weights, they're ready to fight.
And here we go, final round.
And final round of the California State Featherweight title.
Again, we are going for the Cal State Featherweight title here in this bout. So the winner of this fight not only gets the win, but also gets that Cal State title in the featherweight division. So that's impressive. And in this 6th round, we're going to see these guys go after it. Hard to make a choice here right now. A lot of tie-ups, a lot of body shot exchanges. In relation maybe to a lot of the other fights of the night, it's very much inside. A lot of body work, a lot of pushing, a lot of weight. I have seen Cesar throw quite a few low blows. I don't know if that's having an effect. I don't know if it's having an effect on Montelongo or not. Montelongo dancing back a little bit and then against the ropes, spins around, however, gets out of it. pushes Cesar back onto the ropes. A lot of pushing, a lot of body.
These are two tired fighters, man, just trying to keep those arms up and continue to slug.
Well, and I'm not sure which fighter this sets up better for at this point. You would maybe think Montelongo, you know, that being his strategy going in, but now Cesar has seemingly incorporated that strategy, and now it's just a ooh, there's a couple big shots coming in. Well, and I like that. I like the way Cesar is hanging in there, but right now, all of a sudden, Montelongo is showing a little energy. He's connected 2 or 3 inside body shots right up above us here. I mean, they're right in front of us, and you can see the mongoose starting to connect, starting to score, grinding out, forcing his head inside. And, you know, sometimes boxing, the technique is good, but it comes down a little bit to heart. And if this is an indication of what we saw last time,
running away.
Cesar's got to go. He's got to go get him right now. He's got to go get him. You know, I think it was a little closer maybe than the judges are going to know. Both fighters appear as if they won the fight in their reactions. It's not really a fight that I can call. I think if I had to try, I don't know. It's going to be pretty
a
close.
tough call. That's why we leave that up to the judges.
Considering that it's for the Cal State, you know, the featherweight title, you know, they're going to have to be a little bit sure about what decision they make. And I guess if I had, maybe the only reason that I might go as far to say that it was Montelongo, I'm sorry, is because he sort of forced the action early, created his style of fight, and then Cesar sort of adapted to that and fought him on his terms, maybe. But it's hard to say. At the same time, you could look at that as a victory for Cesar because he came in and disrupted the game plan of Montelongo. So this could take a minute. So you're not going to go out on a limb. You're not going to say what you think happened, huh?
No, not at all. I'm not going on a limb. I think it was just too close. I really do.
Okay, all right, Mike. We're not going to hold you to it if you want to.
Well, yeah, I really feel that it went to Cesar.
Really? So you think maybe the way he sort of took the mongoose off of his game maybe is a win?
That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling that his aggressiveness and a continual attack, and he pretty much controlled the flow of the fight.
Interesting. Well,
I think the first 2 rounds that Mongoose came out, he was strong, but after that, he just kind of withered away, and these guys.
Well, it's pretty hard to tell, but here's the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action, once again, let's give both fighters a big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have our decision. Judge at ringside, Zachary Young, scores the bout 58-56, while both judges ringside, Eddie Hernandez and Sergio Kais, score the bout 59-55 in favor of our winner. By unanimous decision, he is the new California State Featherweight Champion, Xavier Mongoose Montelongo Jr.
These little mighty mites come out just swinging hard, boy. I tell you, I love watching these guys.
Yeah, these guys weigh about 125 pounds roughly each.
And they fight like they're 250.
A lot of energy. And this thing's going 4 rounds.
All right, fight fans, here we go. Ed Holmes All-Star Promotions is proud to present 4 rounds of boxing in the featherweight division. Once again, our referee in charge of this bout, Hall of Famer Dr. Lou Moret. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is wearing black trunks, trimmed in red. He is training out of Crenshaw Boxing. He resides in Utah, Ogden, by way of Havana, Cuba. He weighed in 124 pounds. His record, no wins with 1 loss. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Reynier Cabrea. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing black trunks, trimmed in red. He is training out of Azteca Boxing Club in Bell by way of Huntington Park. He weighed in 124 pounds. His record, undefeated, 1 win with no loss. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Jose El Gallo Ruben. Once again, our referee in charge, Dr. Lou Moret, to give final instruction.
Well, there you go. Jose Gomez with a big following here in the crowd.
Yeah, you got a few fighters, too, that are backing him. So this will be interesting to see, this Team Gallo.
Well, he's 1-0. He looks fired up, fighting out of the blue corner, black trunks trimmed in red. His opponent, Reynier Cabrea, coming out of Utah, I guess, or coming out of Cuba. I have both. Maybe out of Havana, Cuba. Reynier actually lost in a decision against Chris Galvedon, who was 5-0. So I think Reynier's first loss was a tough loss, not a blowout. He ran into a pretty tough guy for his first fight, and these guys have come out swinging there, Mike. Ooh, aggressive coming out from Jose Gomez. Cabrea doing a good job of fighting off that barrage coming in from Gomez. Let's see if he's able to continue to sort of keep it even. Looks like that first minute they came out pretty heavy though, trying to throw each other down to the ground.
Gomez with some moves, avoiding a couple of those pretty big roundhouses from Reynier.
Wow, there you go. Here he comes again. Another sort of barrage coming in from Cabrea. Both guys leaving it all out there in the ring tonight. If you're just joining us late, we're in the final round, or final, I should say, bout of the evening. Ooh, big body shots coming in there. And look at this. In round 1, we've got a battle here in the last minute. Little warning from the ref there. A little bit grabbing behind the head. One thing is, you can't do is hold the guy behind the head. Another pretty good exchange going there between both fighters. kind of another rush, sort of push exchange there. But the first round really kind of a feeling out round. A couple big bursts of aggression, but a pretty evenly matched battle.
I think Gomez is trying to measure the length and the reach. Reynier's got the reach and the height, so you can see Gomez kind of sizing it up and measuring it out as you see him go in for the jab.
Well, I agree. Gomez has sort of an aggressive jab and tries to go in. Reynier doing a good job of disrupting that, holding it up a little bit. Kind of hard to say at this point, but maybe this is a good opportunity, I guess, to thank everybody tonight, including our ring girls, Guy. Maybe a proper shout hasn't gone out to them. They've done a fantastic job this evening, as always, of keeping everything flowing, giving away the jackets, putting the information up there. Want to thank them, as we do around this time of the evening. Into round 2 here, Battle of the Rising Stars, 2 out of 4. And here comes Cabrea and Gomez with another onslaught. There you go. Reynier doing a good job of coming in, meeting Gomez with the punch, not backing off or laying off. Gomez seemingly going to continue to pound and try and pound the inside, and I think right now Reynier doing a good job of holding it off. Ooh, look at that. Reynier tried to sort of throw a haymaker right hand, but Gomez ducked right underneath. And then Gomez tries to throw a big right hand uppercut, and that uppercut, that doesn't land either. Ooh, left hand finds a little love there for Reynier. Gomez left-right combination. Gomez another left-right combination. Gomez able to get in and land some shots there.
Reynier still holding his composure. Even after that couple combos from Gomez, he continues to hold himself steady and attack.
No question, Reynier doing a great job keeping his feet, keeping his balance, staying in position. Minute left, and there's the win or lose in that situation. Gomez comes in, lands some punches, but at the same time, to throw that many punches in that manner tears you down, wears you down.
Ooh.
Maybe now.
Big right by Gomez.
Ooh, Gomez still throwing power punches, still forcing the action, though.
Gomez going after him.
Trying to land that left-right combination. And I saw one good right connect for Gomez. Oh, and that last punch from Reynier did not look targeted. It looked a little woozy. He's going to have to do something to try and throw Gomez off of this sort of latest confidence he's building.
Oh, that was a left. Left by Reynier at the end there.
Yeah, trying to work himself in, but Gomez is proving to be a little much for him at the moment. I have to feel like that round had to go to Gomez, and like I said so many times in these 4-round fights, the second round is so pivotal. And so now it becomes, well, did Gomez maybe win the first 2? Maybe he's up only 1, but now there's only 2 rounds to go. So this now becomes the moment where, Reynier either answers or Cesar's able to, Gomez is able to sort of keep his momentum and win this round, and then it's pretty much, the pressure just becomes almost undoable for Reynier. So Reynier's got to come in and win this round. He's got to do something to get inside of Gomez. Let's see if he can do it.
Okay, round 3. Here we go. Gomez looking strong.
There you go. Reynier trying to come in, force the action right away, trying to get position. Maybe if Reynier can just land a punch or two. Oh, but look at Gomez, comes even harder, even in the clinch, trying to throw punches. Reynier's corner calling for the 1-2, looking to see if maybe Reynier can establish that jab. They like that. That's what they want to see. They want to see Reynier maybe move off that left-right combination. Ooh, and there comes Cesar again. I'm sorry, Gomez. I keep saying that because of that last fight. Gomez, he keeps trying to throw punches that hurt people.
Continues that body work, that body jabs, body blows.
Yeah, I think disrupting Reynier's game plan, Gomez has been able so far to just not let him get a rhythm going.
Not at all. He's been able to work that reach with no problem, getting in the inside and continuing to work the body and then come across the head.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of anticipating the jab and moving inside of it. Ref, though, I think is about seen enough of something from Gomez. Gomez just continuing to come, continuing to push. Here comes Reynier. He's got to keep that going, though. He can't back off.
I think the fatigue is setting in on Reynier. He may not last.
He's just not able to quite get in there, and it seems like he tries to move in, he tries to kind of get it going, and then most of the time Gomez answers and just doesn't let him in. Ten seconds left. Pivotal round 3. Well, I kind of like the way Gomez continued to push right until the end of that round. I feel like it was probably Reynier who needed to do the pushing and just not able to quite find the energy to do it. But, they're at the same time very close as far as the overall fight. But I feel at least that at this point Gomez is edging out the points. He's getting a little better contact. He's getting a little more aggression. He's pushing the action just a little bit better. Certainly also want to take a minute and thank the Scapic Law Group. I guess there was also there's that chicken and waffle guy. Is he still out there?
Yeah, I think he took off after the main event.
Usually we go for some chicken.
He was complaining about it. He was hungry for waffles.
Well, here we go, y'all. It's the final round of the final match. Battle of the Rising Stars. Pretty close, but we got Gomez maybe up a round, maybe up a couple points. But it's just been an extraordinary night, as usual, of boxing here at Battle of the Rising Stars tonight. If you haven't enjoyed this, maybe you're not a boxing guy. There goes Gomez again, trying to start out with that left, come in hard with the right. And, you know, now coming into this round, it's pretty much up to Reynier in the black trunks. He's going to have to find a way to... That was a better try. That was a better try. Reynier actually almost pulled off his left-right move into the inside that time. Reynier now looking focused, looking forward to try and get in. He wants it. Crowd's into it now, calling for Gomez. Reynier also has quite a following here as well. Now halfway through the final round, it's up to Reynier. He's going to have to do what they call dig deep. Reynier comes in with one of his harder right-hand attempts, but finds no purchase. Ooh, another big left misses for Reynier. Things are going to start to get a little desperate for Reynier at this point. He's got to maybe abandon that jab and just go hard to the body or try to do something to... Seems like Gomez, though, almost now looks more poised and confident than ever, as it's Gomez that's going to go in for the kill here late in round 4.
Gomez working Reynier.
Gomez, big body shots, tries to take him out with a hard right. 10 seconds left.
Let's go, guys.
And that's probably going to do it. Reynier really being the one at the end of the 4th that needed to come with that burst of energy, and instead it seems to me that Gomez went in, finished it by doing that. That was pretty strong. He just kind of said, hey, I'm not going to leave it up to you. I'm going to go in and we're going to do what we're going to do.
Exactly, and he got it done.
So in another great fight here at the end of the evening, I want to thank Michael Litzinger. It was great to have you for your first time covering fights.
Yeah, you know what? Not bad. You know, I'm a natural, I feel.
Well, Iron Mike is a host of the Iron Fist Show. He's more of a political and likes to be able to edit his shows out a little bit.
Yeah, but I love sports, and you know, boxing is one of them. I'm more of a cage fighter fan, but I'll take this any day. I just, you know, will not spend another $100 to watch a Pacquiao fight.
Yeah, you could come down here for 50 and have a little more fun, huh?
Yeah, I see people actually fighting.
Yeah, well, I think Pacquiao and his opponent Mayweather both had dinner engagements later that evening.
Yeah, they went to Fleming's and had steaks and laughed it off.
Anyway, looks like in our final fight of the evening, it's going to be Gomez. The crowd's feeling it, but until we hear the final, you never know.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have our decision. All 3 judges ringside scored the bout 40-36 in favor of our winner. By unanimous decision, he is still undefeated, Jose Elgato Gomez!
Yeah, Gomez getting
Hey,
it
fight
done.
fans, a reminder for information on All-Star Promotions upcoming events. Visit All-Star Promotions Facebook page for future information on upcoming events.
Well, there you go. As we wind down the evening, another nice fight. Jose Gomez taking it down. Another great series of events brought on by All-Star Promotions, Battle of the Rising Stars. I think on behalf
I
of
own so many of these.
all of us here tonight and everybody else, what a great night. And thank you to Ed Holmes for another
Knock
great
yourself
evening. JT Media, good night, everybody. We're out.